afternoon. Good to see you.
Good, good afternoon, Mr. Samir. How are you?
Wonderful,
Same
Amjad.
here.
So, um, it was nice that we had this conversation and it went discontinued yesterday because of the time limitation. And I felt that it was a conversation that we can actually explore, not only for yourself, but also for myself to see how that could be a relevant conversation. And it's a conversation that a lot of people uh, resonate with and are on your side in terms of thinking. And the question that you asked, would you like to repeat that question where we can use that as a starting point for the conversation moving forward, and probably we will go
Yes.
to areas of whatever we want to go and dive into. But yeah.
Yes, exactly. My question was like, why do I need a coach if I have to do everything by myself? Yes, I completely believe that I have to do everything for myself in my life. I'm taking myself an instance. Why do I need a coach if I have to think and go inside, dig out what do I need in my life? What's the purpose of a coach? Then why should I spend money? Why should I spend time with somebody else? I don't know. That was question actually. So in fact, is I want to take it to the wider perspective. Why all people around the globe they are not successful, and many people who have coaches, and there are many coaches who are charging a lot of money. Why they are not able to make people out of their personality? Why they are not able to bring out a gem of a person?
Okay. So in that conversation that you had just now, there were not one, there were multiple questions.
Yes,
So the first question you asked is, why do I need a coach, or why does anybody need a coach? The second question that I heard was, what is the purpose of having a coach? The third question that I heard was, why are coaches not able to bring out the best in other people? So there are,
yes.
so I'll focus on the first question first. Why do I need a coach, or why does anyone need a coach? Right? And the answer to that is, nobody needs a coach. Nobody needs a coach. Nobody budgets for themselves a coach. Nobody says, this is my budget, this is what I'm going to invest, and this is what I'm going to do. And what I say is, if you need a coach, then you're needing the wrong thing. Need should be eliminated. It should be a want. It should be something that you desire. If you feel that you're trying to fix something and you need it, you're approaching the whole uh, exercise or engagement of having a coach in your life in the wrong way, because you're coming with the perspective that somebody's going to help you get something. So in my opinion, you should not need to be a coach. And if somebody tells me, Samir, I need a coach, I say, you don't need. You don't need. We can all live without having a coach. Everybody lives their life, right? So there is,
I completely buy you this point.
yeah,
We don't need a coach. We are coached by ourselves. We have a coach inside. We have an instinct where we find what do we need, who we are. Because I cannot be you. You cannot be me. This is what I have been telling. That's the reason that's where my question was coming from. That why this all chaos, not chaos, what do you call that, havoc of having a coach or big seminars. Though I do motivate people, I do get into people's lives and try to tell them, because I have done NLP, and I found out that you are not you cannot be coached or you cannot be mentored if you're not ready to change by yourself, because you have to go out of that comfort zone, or whichever zone you are living in right now. It's the comfort zone or it's uncomfort zone. You have to change it. You have to change some degrees at least in your life. Then you will find different results. Normally we have all heard many quotes that if you're expecting some different result, then you have to stop doing what you're doing right now, or regularly. So yes, I completely buy your point. But yes, there are people, but if they are ready to remain in your life, and I have been telling in my speeches a lot that co-mentor is someone who is like your parents who want you to grow bigger than him. If he is not able to, or he is not successful, at least he is trying or she is trying. And coach is someone like your teacher. Yes, he is paid, but he is getting something out of you and trying to bring something out of you. Reason being, how many teachers you know who are well known in this on this planet? But there are millions of teachers in any other school. But how many teachers are well known? They have videos recorded and viral on social media. Very few. I cannot name any. I cannot remember any. That's the reason, because they go to school for teaching, but their first priority is their monthly income. And the people who went viral, their priority is not monthly income. Yes, they are getting it. They are not working for free, but their purpose, which is in their intention, is bring out someone from that human being he is coaching or he is teaching, a kid, a student.
So
That's
now,
my perspective.
so your perspective right now, you have shifted from uh, what I'm hearing is you started off the conversation where you said, why do we need a coach? We have a coach in ourselves. And then you came to the conclusion also, or you came to declare that a coach is like a teacher and everybody needs a teacher, which means everybody needs a coach. Everybody must have a coach in their life because coaches are like teachers who will bring out the best in you. Am I right in saying that?
Yes, yeah. Are you continuing speaking?
No, my question is, am I right in my understanding?
Yes. If we, by all means, we need someone, the person should have such abilities, such capacity. That's the whole idea. But nowadays, what we are selling, the way we are selling coaching or mentoring, that's actually a wrong meaning of these two words, according to me.
So, what you're saying is you're against the idea of how it is sold rather than the concept itself. You don't have any problem with the idea of coaching. You're more against how people sell the concept of coaching,
Ah, yes, you can say it. Yes,
right?
yes,
How people
yes.
position themselves, how they market themselves, and just like Muslims are not the Islam is not the problem. The way the people practice it is the problem. They say, right? They call them terrorists or whatever it is, or any other religion for that matter. People say they have a problem with practitioners, but practitioners are not what we have to look at. We have to look at the philosophy behind. And if the philosophy is robust, then there will be good and bad in everything. And this is not something that we can rule out. We cannot say 100% of all the people who are practicing anything for that matter, anything, be it carpentry, be it plumbing, be it religion, be it coaching, be it any profession,
Anything. Yes, yes,
anything,
anything.
there will be the good and the bad. And I bet
Good and not very good. Yes.
not not very good and even bad. There is the bad also, the ones who give the profession a bad name. There will be the people who will give the profession a bad name. Let's say, for example, a carpenter who does not even know how to use a hammer goes out and says, I can fix anything.
That means we have given the title to a wrong person. He's not a carpenter. First of all, we have to change
So we
the
are not
term.
giving, they're taking it. We don't give
Oh,
it.
yes, yes. The same thing implies to this coaching stuff and all.
So if you look at even NLP, you talked about NLP, and I'll share this with you, and I'll talk about uh, any degree for that. For example, I'm a civil engineer. Okay, I got civil engineering certificate. Do I know anything about civil engineering today? No, but I have a certificate. Any certificate only shows or declares that you have gone through a particular curriculum. It does not declare you're good in it. And that applies to every certificate in this world. Every certificate in this world, all it declares to the world is that you have gone through a structured process of learning about that particular industry.
And
It
you
does
have
not
paid for
give
that.
Huh?
And you have paid for that.
You could have paid for it, or you might not have paid for it. Like, for
All
example,
right.
when I did my NLP, I was so particular. I told my instructor, I don't want the certificate.
Mm-hmm.
I did not take the certificate. I said, I came here for the learning, not for the paper.
All right.
What is more important is what we learn and how we take those learnings and apply it in life.
Apply. Yes.
I am not going to take that certificate and tell the world, I have a certificate, come and be my client. My way of approaching the business of coaching also is I invite people into a conversation and I tell them, if you're finding value, if you don't find value, don't hire me. If you're finding value in the conversation, invest. And if they think of it as an investment only, because my coaching fees is very high, by the way, I charge a lot of money and I take all the money upfront for 1 full year of coaching. And when they hear my prices, they're like, Samir, this is so expensive. I said, yes, it is. If you're looking at it as an expense, if you're looking at it as an investment, it is very, very cheap. It depends on what you look at it as. If you want to look at it as an expense, don't even consider it. And if you want something cheaper, there are many coaches who are cheaper out there in the market. If you're looking for the cheapest, they're always available. And once they realize this, then they take out their wallets and they pay, right? Because they go out, they shop and realize. It's exactly the conversation that we had a little while ago. Now, coaching, what is more important right now for us in this context of conversation is to define what coaching is. Once we define what coaching is and what it does, because coaching is not something that can be explained. I never try to explain coaching to anyone. When someone comes to me and asks me, what is coaching? I tell them, let's have a conversation. And in that conversation, I give them a coaching experience and I allow them to experience what coaching is for their life. And once they experience that, then they figure out whether it is for them or not. When anyone is going through the idea of coaching, they won't be able to identify because for them it will be just a guidance or a mentoring or something that their teacher or their father or their mother or their relatives or their bosses or their managers or their colleagues, someone used to do for them. So it is a very different way of looking at. And a good coach and a bad coach, by the way, in my opinion, is someone, not a bad coach. I wouldn't say bad coach. A coach who is not proficient enough is someone who is not asking questions that they have not asked themselves before.
For instance, for
Let me
example.
let me take the example of a mirror. When you dress up, in general, people look in the mirror.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They look in the mirror. And if the makeup is not good enough, they put more. Or they brush their hair, or they comb their hair, or they do whatever until they look perfect.
According to them, yes.
Right? According to them, yes. Does the mirror make them look better?
No,
Then why are they looking in the mirror?
because they can reflect, they can see themselves. It's just a reflection.
This is what coaching is.
Remember, I use one word, according to them.
Yeah, according to them. It's the same.
Yes. So
According to
that means it's just an understanding. They are the way they are, they were, and perhaps they will remain.
yes,
It's just an understanding to accept yourself the way you are.
absolutely.
That's I've been telling people, you cannot be someone, don't try it. You're wasting every bit of your time.
Agree.
So if you don't know who you are, for example, there are a lot of people, they say, I'm scared of coming in front of camera. I don't look good. If there are girls like, oh no, I've not done my makeup stuff, I don't know. uh, there are a lot of excuses. I feel like whatever your age is, 20, 30, 40, for past this much year, this much time, you have not seen yourself. You have not faced yourself. You haven't heard yourself. Start. When you will start, you will start accepting. For example, I watch your video, I listen to you for the first time. For me, you would seem uh, a weird or out of the box, positive or negative. Then if I will like few of your lines delivered, I will start listening. If something touches my heart to my life, and I feel like, okay, let me just continue listening to this man. Who is this? Then I will start falling in love with you. I would start liking you. This is how life happens. I've been telling people, accept yourself the way you are. So you know what you need. You can do only the best in a field which you can not feel tired of, which
Yes.
you can do anytime. For example,
Wait, let me
you
ask you
call
a
me
question.
sorry, in the midnight 2 o'clock. Amjad, are you ready for the meeting? Are you ready for something? And I will, oh yes, even I'm just slept. Yeah, please continue.
I want to ask you a question. You said when we start watching somebody, or when we start watching videos and everything, we start liking or loving that person. You said that, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My question to you is not only about videos, but in general, why do we like or love someone? What is the reason, in your opinion, that we start liking or loving someone?
Connection. We feel the person is speaking or talking or thinking or behaving the way we like. Our eyes accept. Is close to the culture we are practicing. I'm not saying good or bad, because our body is molded, our mind is molded, our eyes are molded towards a certain look, our practices. So that's where we incline towards that person. As an individual, I do, people do, and everyone does. That's what I feel like, that the connection part, the similarities.
Hmm. Okay.
Then when we start discussing, start conversation, start interacting, then we find yes or no. There are many people like they attracted me, and after talking to them, after having discussion with them, I found no, we are not made for each other. We are not made to spend time with each other. And there are some you feel like, oh, I wish if I could spend some time with that person, he or she. Not because you like them, because the way they converse, the way they behave, the way the way they perceive things after watching someone, or after looking someone, after hearing someone. That's what connects me with people, actually. Similarities.
Now, you have said a few things which are really interesting. And one of the things that I want to really point out is you have been telling people go inside yourself and find yourself and start opening up and sharing and loving yourself. And then you'll discover and then you'll start, right?
Without any doubt, yes.
And the fact of the matter is, why do people behave like this? And it is not one or two or five or 100. The majority of the people in this world behave in this fashion where they do not believe in themselves, where they are not confident or conscious about their choices, where they are living a life that is not transparent even to themselves. For you, you are a person, and it comes across very shiningly that you are connected with yourself to the very core. And that is your greatest strength. But that is not everybody's strength.
True.
And what comes very naturally to us in life, it's not just you or I, majority of the people, whatever it is, what comes naturally to us, we take it for granted and it remains in our blind spot. We
Somehow,
won't even
yes.
understand why others are not getting it. We won't even realize why others are not able to understand such a simple concept. Like, for example, you go to Robert Devota and you ask him, how do you make such funny jokes? He has no answer. It comes to him naturally, right?
Correct.
When you ask to a speaker who's a champion speaker, he will say the same. It just comes naturally to them. When you ask someone who is a medical practitioner or somebody who is a healer, there are things that comes very naturally to them. It means it is their gift. There are people who are very organized in life. They're very, very organized in life.
Which
And
I
if,
don't like.
huh?
Which
Which
I
you,
don't like.
I hate it. I hate being organized. But what I love, and I'm sure you love too as well, is creativity, coming up with new things, innovations, and everything. Right?
Yes. Sleeping on time, waking up on time. What are you, a clock? Are you a machine or what? You're a human being. Yeah.
That is exactly what works for them. And for them, creativity is very difficult. So the world lives with these contrasts, and we need every one of them because each
I
one.
just want to add something. Sorry, sorry for the interruption. I want to add something before I forget. The people who are struggling and asking people, what should I do? They are people who are comparing their struggle and their a certain time period with your success. Today, you have achieved a certain position. They are trying to achieve that and they're comparing that position with their now time. But they are not comparing their now time with your now time, which was 5 years down the line. That's where we need to we need of people to understand. Hey, come on, wake up! You cannot. There's
So,
a price you have to go through. You have to pay it. Price does not mean money. I'm not talking about monetary and all stuff. The time consumption is very important. Perhaps I was very impatient person, and I love being impatient. But with the passage of time, I feel like no, because everything happens on this planet or in this expanse. It has a timeline. It will not happen just like this. It will take its own time. This is how nature works.
so
Yep.
putting time into what we do is very important. But at the same time, if we are putting time into things that is not our strength, like for example, if I tell you, Amjad, every day practice sleeping at 10, waking up at 5. You have to practice this. This will make you a different person. And you hate it, all right?
Yes. Yes.
It will not be the right kind of practice for you to do. What will be the right kind of practice to do is identifying that you have a strength of being creative, for instance, and coming up with new creatives and new ideas and new ways of looking at things. And if I told you, Amjad, I don't care what time you do it, how you do it, this is what I want.
Absolutely.
Now
That's
that
what I love people doing. Yeah.
now that is by understanding your style of working. And that is just one example. And this is how, for example, when I do coaching, the first thing that I ask people to do is do the Clifton's strength test, which gives you a list of 34 strengths and it makes you understand the sequence of what is your greatest strength from 1 to 5 and then 1 to 34. And the moment you understand in a scientific manner, and then you listen to their stories in life, and then you realize you are making the wrong choices, which is why you're stuck, but they don't even have these tools. They don't even know or are aware of what these tools are. Number one. Number two, how to utilize these tools and how to look at things. The biggest problem that people face is When you are in the frame, you cannot see the picture. When you are in the frame, you cannot see the picture. So if
Yes.
you have to reflect, you have to either go into self isolation for a long period of time, or for meditation has to be a way of your life so that you can reflect and get your answers. If you look at Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he also used to meditate deeply. He used to go into a cave for a month at least, and he used to sit over there and meditate. This used to be his regular practice. When we start going inside ourselves, but in today's busy world, people don't have the time or patience, number one. Number two, in the olden days, if a father or a person was a carpenter, the son is a carpenter, the grandson is a carpenter, and then the great grandson is also a carpenter, which means when they're growing up, they are being mentored in a profession and a trade, and they will learn everything. But today's world is different. Today's world is completely different. And everyone is exploring new skills and new facets to themselves. And as a result, they are discovering new strengths in themselves, and they are realizing how they can actually take care of those things and work. There will also be, for example, children of businessmen who don't want to be in their father's business, because the father would perhaps think, I want you to operate in this particular manner. But the
Like me.
son, in some inside realizes, I don't want to be boxed in that way of thinking, because my strength lies somewhere, but he does not know how to communicate that, because he does not have the language, or he does not have the tools, or he does not have the awareness to realize that there is something which is possible. When I started going into this world of coaching, and when I started learning in this world of self development and self improvement, every single day I'm learning new things, and I'm amazed that how did I not know about this? And then I realized other people are not in the world of self development, so they surely don't know, because they are focused on becoming a better engineer, or a better doctor, or a better nurse, or a better accountant. This is what they are focused on becoming good at, so they don't expose themselves to the world of self improvement in the sense of tools that are available out there, because of the research that has been done by millions, and they have made it more and more and more scientific. We are moving into a world where they're saying coaching is going to be taken over by artificial intelligence. Robots will come and start coaching you. It will know exactly what questions to ask based on the answers that you give.
But actually, for instance, nowadays social media, which is controlling many of us, if not 100%, but somehow some percentage of us being controlled by social media. So that means we are being coached. We're doing what we like. We are not doing what we don't like, but we are being offered every single thing every single day. This is what we chose to do right now. We are doing it. This
How
is
you
our
define
choice.
coaching? It
Come
depends
again.
on the word, how you define the word coaching. Because
See, end of the day, again, we have synonyms of every single word, and everyone has perceived meaning of almost everything.
because you said before some time, coaching is like a teacher. A coach is like a
Yes, yeah. That's what I'm saying. It. I feel like if someone is not like a teacher, for me, he is not a coach. If someone is not like a parent, he is not a mentor. Mentor is a dignified status, a
so why do you say,
position.
so why do you say social media is like a teacher?
If you remember, I've said there are many teachers. How many teachers you know which are well known,
Why
which
is
are praised because they are properly teachers? But some people are only titled. For example, I'm titling social media as a teacher because I don't find any other word. What should I say? At least end of the day, we are learning something out of it. We are passing out. We are from
what,
one class to another class to another class. We
why
are
is it
going
important to be well known?
well known in the sense of who is dignified, who has more respect compared to the other teachers.
Why is it
I've been taught by so many teachers, but I have remember only couple who
so
have
I'll
changed my life. But I've learned from almost every single teacher. without any doubt.
So let me share an insight that I'm having. All right. I'm just going to share an insight that I have right now while we speak. So I'm not sure if you have heard of Clifton strings and the Gallup's test for identifying strings. But once you do the test, one of the strength in that list is significance, or to be well known, or to be popular. Now, not many in this world will have the strength described as a learner or someone who wants to educate or serve along with significance. Not many would have. Number one. Number two, anyone who is popular, anyone, anyone who is popular, who is serving the world is a teacher. They're teaching something. It's just that they're not teaching in the school sitting like in a classroom, but they're teachers. They're all educating us in some way or the other. If they are not educating us, then they are not teachers. So somebody could be an educator by making a movie. They're teaching us something. Somebody could be a teacher by writing a book. They're still teaching us or educating us something. Somebody could be doing anything that makes them popular, means they are educating us in some way or other, because we can all learn from every single human being. It depends on if you're ready to be a student. Everyone is a teacher.
Just wanna add couple of lines. Yesterday, I have uploaded one video, a clip of my longer version of a video, that your life is a message. Like, some people are learning from you the positive thing, and they want to become like you or similar to that, and they're trying to take that path. And some people are learning from you and they don't want to follow that path. So your life is a message. You are delivering a message. What you said right now, I'm just trying to elaborate in my simple words. This is how I understood it. This is how I do believe as well. Yes, your life is a message for me. Perhaps my life is a message for you, and everyone's life around us is a message for us. Some we follow, some we hate, we don't want to go on that path at all.
But we always learn.
And oh yes, of course, learn means like we receive something, receive a message, and we choose. We are human beings. That's the reason we are greatest of the creatures. We feel like what is good for us, but it's not important that same good is good for somebody else.
Absolutely.
Not every good for me is good for you. That's the reason we are two different persons. We are two different bodies, two different mindsets. That's the reason we are having right now our debate, our conversation, our discussion.
When I do awesome workers and when I have guests in place, there'll be certain people in the audience who are regulars who will say, because I used to have two guests, right? So they'll say one is nice guest, one is not good, or this one is not as good as your other guest. I ask them whether they're good or not. Did you learn something? Did you learn what not to do in life because of them? Because of the way they're doing something or speaking something, did you learn something from them? They said yes. Okay, so then my purpose is served. It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
Everybody
Absolutely.
has to be at a certain level. We can learn from every single human being. And if we go with that mindset, then we are always a student and everyone is always a teacher.
See, as far as I have experienced your conversations, awesome walkers, people compare at that day, they compare two people, which are two different bodies, two different fields. And one field might connect with me. And for one field is not for me at all. So that's the reason I'm liking or disliking somebody. I can say that this is where I got something from, and that's something I have no connection at all. So it's not about good or bad. That's what my experience
Yeah,
is telling me right now, and it's answer to you based on my experience after attending few sessions of yours. Yeah.
yeah. I don't
If
have
they were
all.
not good, if they were not good, they were not supposed to be called at your place.
No, it's not like that. I mean,
No, no, no. I believe that if they are doing something, they are recommended by somebody. That's the reason you call them up. No matter they are doing something better than the rest. That's the reason they are there to share something out of it.
yeah. And for me, I'm a deeply curious person. And even when I got on this call with you, I did not approach this call as if I had the answer to your question. I approached the call with the mindset that let me discover something. Let me see if there is something that I can create, or let me see if there is something that I can open up in my own eyes or in my own mind. Even when I have conversations with different people, whether it is you, whether it is awesome worker guest, whether it is anyone for that matter, for me, it is like peeling onions. I'm removing one more layer of myself in that conversation. I'm going a little deeper inside myself in the conversation. Because when I'm asking or when I'm sharing or when someone throws a question at me that makes me think, it makes me go a little deeper inside myself. And that is what excites me about life. And that is what excites me about coaching as well. And that is what excites my clients as well about coaching, because when they start peeling those different layers inside themselves and start exploring themselves, they start seeing themselves like they've never seen before. And in that process, what happens is they start getting aligned. And the reason why they did not do that before was because of the way they were raised, the way that people stopped them from going inside. It could be the parents, it could be the friends. Don't do that, don't do this. You grow up with this information or this message for the longest period of time in your life that you stop believing in yourself. Because when you start trying to do something, either your parent or somebody is always telling you don't do it. It could be anything which kills your personality. But if there is someone who's always prompting and saying, go try it, figure out for yourself, and that person grows up to be someone who is completely aligned. And I can, without a doubt, without a doubt, say that you are a person who have, for all your life, been exploring yourself. It's not something that you started at the age of 20 or 30 or something. You were conditioned and you were encouraged by your parents and the people around you. And even if they did not encourage you, you always listened to your voice inside you. You always knew what was right for you and you listened to that voice. You did not listen to the voices outside. And that becomes a muscle memory. And when that becomes a muscle memory for you for the longest period of time, it becomes your strength. It becomes something that comes naturally to you. And when it comes naturally to you, then you begin to shine. You begin to explore, you begin to see the world through your eyes. For the rest of the people, they look at the world through others' eyes. They look at the world in a manner where, am I pleasing him or her? Because that is how they have been conditioned. They've been conditioned for the longest period of time to please others. Because when they didn't, they either got scolded or bet or reprimanded or isolated, or something happened to them because of which they felt it was not the right thing to do. But you, my friend, you're different. And when you
Everyone
have
is different, yeah.
yeah, everyone's different. But I'm saying if we, like you are, and the way you show up, are able to embrace ourselves, and if everybody in our community started doing that, it would be a beautiful world. All we have to do is focus on our intentions. If our intentions, because everything starts with that, even our prayers start with that. If our intentions are right, we will be rewarded in the best possible manner. We will
Without
find
any doubt.
success. We will find success.
Without any, see, success again, first of all, in coaching, I would like to add few lines. Coaching has to be a bit of black and white. This is for you and this is not for you. This is not happen because of you. For instance, yesterday when you were answering one of the first questions, in fact, the person was from real estate. That if I were you, I would have said it's because of you, because your direction is wrong, your focus is wrong. Your focus is money, and money will not reach you anywhere because your love for your field is not there. That's the reason you are not able to feel successful. You are every day you're counting money, and counting money is endless. It will not make you satisfied. If I were you, I would have told him very
Do you think
straightforward, very
do you
clearly. That's what I
think
do. That people.
answer did not come to my mind? Do you feel that answer did not come to my mind?
No, no. I feel you were very kind because you were in a different, uh, right, in that aura, and I felt like that's what we needs to be. People would dislike us at the moment, but they will realize, oh yes, man, I never thought about it. This is self-reflection on a spot and in a line. Come on, man, that's what you are.
So there's one more reason why I did not say it. Because there are people who think or feel or say that money is not everything and you should not focus on money. I agree with it partly, but I also agree that money is very, very important. Money is not everything, but money is a big thing. Money is a huge part of our success. Passion is a huge part of our success. Commitment is a huge part of our success. Our mission is
Passion
a
is
huge part of our success. And when we can merge all of them together, when we can merge all of them together, if they're not staying in isolation, our love for money is not different from our love for what we do. When we bring it together, and that was what my context of the speech yesterday was, ikigai. When you are able to identify what is it that you love to do, and then finding a need in the market so that you can get paid for it. Today, I have no hesitation in charging a lot of money because I know I will attract only the right kind of people, the kind of people that I want to work with. And I will also attract the kind of people who are committed to their journey. I'm doing an amazing work. Does that mean I should give it for free? No,
no, not at all. Of course not.
right? So money is important. The reason why I did not answer to him directly is because, and I will end it with this. I'll end the conversation over here because I have another call to take. But think of this cup. If the cup is full and you try to pour on top of it, what will happen?
Spill out.
It'll spill out. If you have to fill something inside, what do you have to do?
Empty it first.
This is what I do with my clients. Their mind is full already. If I say anything, it's only going to spill out. I have to make sure it is ready to receive.
I would have loved if you have told him straightforward, come on, spill out. Your mindset, you have put something wrong which you are not drinking. Spill out and then refill it.
So,
But that's your capacity. That's what who you are. You cannot be everything. You cannot take more than your capacity.
so how do you know if you tell someone to spill out that they spill out everything? What is your measure? What is your
It's
measure?
it's it's even better. Even better. He will have everything new in it.
No,
Everything refreshed in it.
my question to you, Amjad, is if someone, you ask someone, spill out everything that is there inside your mind. What is your measure that he has finished spilling out everything?
That's of course a personal thing. That's completely
No, no,
personal
no.
thing.
You
That's
as you as a coach or a mentor or a teacher or someone who's guiding him, if you were telling him, because you said you will tell him, spill out.
Mhm.
Now you're taking responsibility for that conversation because
Yeah.
you are going to fill something in his cup and tell
Okay.
him that money is not everything, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Before you do that, whatever you do, whatever you choose to tell him, whatever context of conversation, we are not talking only about yesterday's conversation, but
Yeah.
what
Yeah. Generally. Yeah.
conversation, if you're asking that person, it could be even a child for that matter, because
Yeah. Yeah.
what we do is we fill our children's mind without even realizing whether they're ready to receive or not. And as a result, what happens? We end up telling them, how many times have I told you?
Let me answer you for this. Yeah, if you continue, I mean, you said, what is my authority? How would I know whether he has spilled out everything or not? Correct?
Yeah.
If he is not able to incorporate what I'm telling him, what is good for him, that means it's not fully spilled out.
So how would you
It's
measure that?
still there. It's measured already. If he's not able to incorporate, he's not able to take it, imbibe what I'm telling you, inculcate and practice, continue. That means still Whatever junk was there, a junk or whatever valuable for him, is still there. It's not spilled out fully. If
Yes.
he's not able to take it or start a new journey, fresh mind, yes, new wake up.
Now, let's go for a second back to the same conversation for the sake of just an example. All right. It is not for any other purpose, but just for the sake of exploration. And I'm loving this conversation, by the way. Thank you so much for saying yes to this conversation. Um,
Thank you so much.
you said that you would tell him money is not everything, right?
I said your focus is wrong. The focus is on money.
Okay. So, what should it be on?
What you love doing. End of the day, what he loves is a luxury life,
Yeah.
not money.
Yeah.
Money is something which will, money is a medium.
So,
For
he
example, you have said it right now. You
focus
want
on
to travel. You don't need money. You need to travel the world. You don't need money. You need luxury clothes. You don't need money. You need a luxury house where you can feel, wow, that's what I need.
So,
So money is a medium to,
if he says, I want a Ferrari, is that the right thing for him to focus?
yes, because then he will work accordingly.
Okay.
He will work accordingly.
But the market is bad and he's focused on a Ferrari.
That's the reality which needs to be understood. You cannot, for example, I born in a slum, so I have to think accordingly.
So,
It
what
will
should
take
he focus
time according, that was not my choice, but
on?
I have a reason and I have a choice to follow my dream which came into my mind, but it will take some time. I need to understand that point, which is very important,
So, I'm
which
going to
is
ask
very
once again the question. He wants money, but actually, he does not want money. He wants a Ferrari. And you're telling him he should focus on the Ferrari, right?
okay.
You're saying he should focus on the Ferrari. If he focus on the Ferrari, then what he'll do is he'll accordingly work hard so that he will get the Ferrari.
See, first of all, sorry to interfere again. Ferrari is not a focus. Behind Ferrari, there is another reason. We need to go to the end result.
So what could it be?
Ferrari is not the result. Behind Ferrari, there is something else. Either a
Ferrari.
status, either a feeling which is not seenable, which is intangible.
So let me be
Always,
let
always
me be
behind every sorry for if you don't, if you allow me to finish. Behind every tangible, there is an intangible thing which we are trying to achieve. Being a human,
let me be that person, and I want you to have that conversation with me. And I'm the
please.
person who wants to have a Ferrari.
Perfect.
So you ask me the questions, or you try to ask me to spill out, or go take me through the journey of how you would do it.
Okay. You need a Ferrari, right?
Yes,
Why do you need a Ferrari?
I need a Ferrari because
You
I,
want to make people
I
happy?
love a sports
You want
car.
to make people happy?
No, I
You
love
want,
having my own sports car. I've always seen it, and I've always
there's
loved a two-door car, and I just love it. I love the red color Ferrari car.
there are only few Ferraris in this world, and the population of this world is 7.78 billion, 7.7 or 7.8 billion people,
Yeah, I
and
just
they are living even much better life than you, much better in terms of happy life. They are not dreaming for Ferrari, but they're living a better life, contentment. So
I just
they are breathing, they are living a perfect. It's not about just, okay, if you don't find this shirt, that doesn't make you look bad. If it's your mindset, you're thinking that that Ferrari will make me look good. No, not at all.
it's not about.
Imagine Ferrari is discontinued. That's it. It's no more a brand. It's no more a car. Tell me now, you will stop living.
I want a
Stop
Lamborghini.
living.
No, I want a Lamborghini.
So you're changing your options. So
Yeah,
it means Ferrari is not your desire.
I want a sports
That
car.
means no. Lamborghini is finished. Khalas. No more luxury brands on this planet. After this corona, we are not continuing any luxury brand. Tell me, stop living your life now.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Would you
Would I what?
stop living your life because you're not getting your Ferrari?
No.
I'm the world. I'm taking a responsibility of the world. We are not giving you Ferrari. Sorry.
Okay.
Stop living in this world. Well, that was your focus, right?
Okay.
Can you stop?
No.
Then Ferrari is not your need, because you're not stopping living. You are not stopping breathing. That was just something came out of your mind. I need a Ferrari. Okay, loving anything is not love. Love is something, desire is something you cannot live without, or you feel difficult to live without. That's your family. That's your wife. That's your mother. That's your father. That's your sister, brother, your daughter, your son. Ferrari is not there. That was something came out of my mind. You saw somebody when uh, going on Shehzad Road.
So you're thinking
Uh,
I should not dream about a Ferrari or have a Ferrari in my life?
See, not every dream becomes reality. There are scarier dreams in your life. Do you want them to become reality?
I want a Ferrari.
No, Ferrari is discontinued.
All right. I have to get on the other call, but uh, yeah. So it is
If you
wonderful
want, if
exploring
you
this
want,
conversation, Amjad, and it was. I think we should do another call, and we should keep exploring our mindsets and exploring different ways of looking at this world. It's really interesting how you allowed me to go inside myself, and I don't know if I'm doing the same for you, but for me, it's like I have peeled one more layer of onion for myself. I have peeled one more layer of some skin that I have inside within me in terms of thinking, which has deepened for myself. And for that, I'm deeply grateful to you for this conversation.
same here, same here. Of course, the life is actually. Let me just conclude by saying, and you know, few things as well, which have happened recently. I've gone through many ups and downs in my life, very badly. I would not use this word broke into million pieces or something. That's a cliche, but yes, I was completely shattered by myself inside. Outer version was same by looking, but the question was, am I still breathing? Did I make that? Did I bring everything when I got into this world? No, everything was made. Did I make that money or whatever because of my abilities? No, that was because of my intention. So my abilities can be challenged, my age can be challenged, my strength can be challenged, but my intention, because of what I made, what I lost, is still there, is still stronger, it's gone stronger even. That means it's coming back again. It's coming back with multiplication without any doubt. And it has not happened for the first time.
Beautiful.
Back to you.
And I want to conclude this conversation with something uh, very relatable to what you're saying. And we talk about we have to forgive and forget the past. And there is something so beautiful that I came across this afternoon, which is we have to forgive, but we should not forget the pains that we go through, because those pains are the lessons that God has gifted us through which we learn and grow. And when we look for lessons in our pains, we will grow. And with that, I would love to conclude. Thank you so much, Amjad.
Thank you so much.
Really,
Past is something normally we all ask, say, and have said many times, like a change is constant, change is only constant. But other than change, there is something which cannot be changed, is our past. And that's what we need to make. We can make our past beautiful by living today with our passion. So we can remember and we can feel great about it.
thank you. Thank you so much for your
Take
beautiful.
care. I would love to have this conversation, and I would love to upload on my Facebook and on all social media channels.
Inshallah. Thank you so much. God bless.
Love
Love you.
loved being
Take
having discussion with you. Take care.
care.
Assalamu alaikum.